Harihi Om. Satsang, a very powerful word. But now, why this satsang is needed and what happens in a satsang? We'll try to know. The great seers like Adi Shankaracharya, Ramakrishna Paramhamsa, Ma Sharda Devi, Chinmayananda, and many more great sages, they emphasized on satsang. Even the scriptures, they say that that satsang is very much needed for a person. And then there are the scriptures like our Bhagavad Gita or Ramayana, whatever it is. They all say the same thing, that satsang is very much essential for a person to become good. Mostly people are good. No person is bad. But they must become good. And what is the role of satsang in a person plays in the life of a person to become good? So there are so many examples for this. Now here in Bhaj Govindam of Shankaracharya, he told one sloka. Satsangatve nissangatvam, nissangatve nirmohatvam, nirmohatve nischalatatvam, nischalatatvam jivan mukti. In the same way Kabir Das he said, कर से तू जन हेत कर, कर हरिजन से हेत, माल मुलक हरि देत है, हरिजन हरि ही देत. So here they all emphasized so much on this satsang. So in reality, let us just say it in brief, precisely. What happens in a satsang? Why anyone need to be in satsang? Sat means good. Whatever is good is sat. Sang, company, society, meeting, conference. So all these come under satsang, sang. And now here generally when two people talk together, so many topics come in between them. And gossiping also is a part of that. So instead of that, suppose if there is a satsang, what happens? There will be sharing of ideas which are good among the people who are in the satsang. So maybe the household members or the outside members, friends, whatever it is, whoever they may be. And when these, so we all know that thoughts are inevitable. We can't stop them. Thoughts are like clouds. The clouds, they go on passing in the sky. we can't stop them at any time. So in the same way, in a person's mind also, the thoughts, they go on recurring, they go on passing. They first spring, then they pass, they spread throughout the mind. So we understand that we cannot stop the thoughts even for a single second. When a person is alone also, he gets thoughts. When he is in a company also, he gets thoughts. But now what happens in a satsang? The good thoughts, because in a satsang the people, they share only the good thoughts, good ones, which may be either useful for themselves or for the public at length. So in a satsang, when this type of good thought sharing takes place, the other thoughts, which are other than the good, they pass away like the passing clouds. So thoughts are not bad. Maybe they may be good or bad thoughts. But only when they are implemented, the bad thoughts, if they are implemented, then some damage takes place. So in the same way, in a satsang, when they go on hearing the good only, so because the meaning itself is same, sat means good. So when they go on hearing like this, only about the good things, good qualities, good actions, or right deeds, right thoughts, right actions, right conduct, right behaviors, then automatically even the other thoughts, negative thoughts what they have, they slowly pass away. We may not be aware of that they are passing, but they pass away. And in that place only the good thoughts remain. And once, so in the course of discussion during the satsang, when a person realizes, when a person thinks that good or bad, whatever it is, so everything we understand that all the actions are to be surrendered to God. So in the same way all the thoughts are to be surrendered to God. So when such is the case, then we feel that we let out all the negativities from us, then only positive remains. And with the positive thoughts, we move on. Then a time comes when we feel that positive thoughts also, why should we keep? We only do the actions. We are not concerned about the fruits. So in positive thoughts also, there may be some expectations. When we do something, we feel like that the others do like that for us, or we expect something. But in the due course of time, when this satsang is being, that means conducted, or we participate in such type of conferences or meetings or company, then what happens? These good thoughts also, we surrender that also to God. Then what happens? So that is what Shankaracharya said. Nissangatvam, satsangatva, nissangatvam. Then we won't have any attachments. First, from bad thoughts, we made all the bad thoughts pass like passing clouds. We send them away from the mind. And then only good thoughts we are attached to, we cling to them. But then at a certain time, we leave these also and we become unattached to the good thoughts. Only do the actions. So, when we don't have any attachment to the thoughts, because motive behind the action is very, very important. So, when we do an action, we always think of the result. But then when this happens, this takes place, this small understanding takes place, good or bad, we are not bothered. So bad we send them out and only good remains. So we don't bother about the good also. Let us do good, but let us not think about the fruits. There comes a understanding. So that is Nisangatvam. Nisangatva Nirmohatvam. Then we won't have any sort of desires. We won't have. We do the actions only because we have to do. We perform the actions and then leave everything to God. Then we, at that stage, we feel that we are only instruments in the hands of God. And we only feel that we are doing the work entrusted by Him to us. That's the point. A beautiful one. So, Nirmohatvam. Nirmohatva Nischalatatvam. Stability. Then now we left bad ones, we sent them out. Then the good thoughts remain, the good also we don't want to claim, we only want to perform the actions. But even on performing the actions, we don't want the fruits. We don't bother about the fruits just because we need to perform. We only become drashta. We are doing something. We have no desires. We have no wishes. So then when a person comes to that stage, his mind will become very stable. So stable that even the mighty Himalayan mountains cannot shake him even an inch. So that is drashta. So Nischala Tattvam, that is the stability of mind. Strong will. Whatever happens, let it happen. I will do. I will perform my duty. That's the only motto behind any action what he does. Nischala Tattve Jivan Mukti. So once when a person gets that stability, automatically he gets that salvation. Because he is unattached to anything. He is not at all attached for anything. Everything he surrenders to God. That itself is understood that he attained the stage of Jivan Mukti, salvation. So this is what Shankaracharya he wanted to say. Then in the words of Kabir Das he said, Kar se tu jan het kar, kar harijan se het, Mal mulak hari det hai, harijan hari hi det. So kar se tu, do the friendship. Jan het kar, good people. Het kar, het means friendship. Kar means do, friendship. Do the friendship with. Kar harijan se het. So with harijan means those who have the divine qualities, the good qualities. Just as described in the Daivasura Sampad Vibhaga Yoga of Bhagavad Gita. So here Kar se tu jani het kar, kar harijan se het, mal mulak haridet hai. So if even though we pray for God, He will give us wealth and prosperities. Harijan harihi det. But the devotees of God, the pure devotees of God, they will show us the path to Hari himself. So if we really have Hari, why do we want any other Siddhi? Hari itself is a big Siddhi for everybody. Siddhi means wealth. So we don't want any other Siddhi if Hari remains with us. If we can keep Him in our heart, in our thought, in our actions, and then surrender everything to Him, along with ourselves. So, हाथ में काम, मन में राम. Thus, these two are enough. So, these two, the satsang will tell us. So, satsang will help a person to motivate himself, to realize himself, to move to the next level, to develop himself, and finally to know what is what and what is he. Then he surrenders himself. So without satsang, when we go on talking so many things which are irrelevant, which are not at all essential for our life, which are in no way beneficial for us, so what is the use? So satsang will help all these. It will first drive away the negativities from us. Then only we know, like what are to be remain with us, what we have to retain and what we have to leave. So if we want to go to the next level, we must leave the lower level. Even a man holding a rope and going up, he must leave the left hand rope part and then catch with the right hand, again leave the right hand and catch with the left hand. Then only he can reach his destination. Otherwise he cannot reach. So if he doesn't want to leave the lower level, how he can go to the upper level? So in the same way, suppose if anyone want to go to some temple which is of 100 steps. So I don't want to leave the first step, but I want to go to the last step. How is it possible? It's not possible for anybody. So if we want to go to the next step, we must leave the first step. Then on leaving all the steps, we finally reach